So Powell has raided the tape here today as markets declining, spiders down 2.25%. Let's find out what's going on with our daily SPY analysis. Again, it is Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. It'd be awesome if you could help me out there. Also, come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Loving this action here in the day trading room, by the way. Just closed out well, in 40 points and counting here on this bid here in the end of the day. And we got a lot to discuss because markets are still down quite a bit. But we actually had a pretty good gap down. A lot of that on the back end market about to close here. There's the bell ringing. But we had the semiconductors getting hit hard again. I think AMD had to repurchase the what you call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. They got hit. Semiconductors down 7%. nvda was down 10% at one point during the day. And after that, Powell was speaking, and he was probably about as hawkish as I've ever seen him, like probably since like 2022. Which, don't worry though, the Fed's not political. But yeah, in any case, he was very hawkish. And I said this in the Discord. I said this kind of on in Twitter. I was tweeting kind of all afternoon about, my thoughts here. And like, this is a raid. They're going to blame Powell for the selling, but this is a raid here. I don't really see much in the way of, and by the way, just to preface this, if you're new, I predicted we'd be down today. We had a sell signal on it, trimmed some longs that were in the money on to buy a hedge or two. And so it's not like I didn't see this coming. This is actually kind of right on schedule here, but this is rating. It's not a real, to me, it doesn't look like a real risk off move. One of the obvious signs here is that the VIX, while it did hold the 20 moving average, you couldn't even make a new high of the week. Qs were down almost 4% at one point. I think they might have been down 4% at one point. And I mean, we took out the lows of the week on the Qs by far. We took out Friday's low on the spiders. Should that be higher here? It's VIX expiration, so it's unpinned now. There's no dealers holding it down. So that was a red flag. Another red flag too, is the volume here. Even with that big surge at the end, it's only 70 million shares as of 4 o'clock here. Another thing too, and I tweeted about this last night, dispersion still hitting the tape really hard. If we look at the NQ, and when we gapped down on that news, NVIDIA got smoked, but we gapped down. We were down like 1.4%. And if you look at where the Russell opened, it was pretty much flat. And it actually went green, for a little bit in the overnight session. The Dow also outperformed as well. So again, we're seeing dispersion. What does that mean? It means the indexes are pretty well pinned and dealers have control of the market. So it's usually a pretty supportive thing. That could leave after tomorrow. I want to make that clear. We do have OPEX that's going to be tomorrow because it's no longer, or because of the holiday. So I think the futures are open though, but they don't count. And so I mean, we could see some negative flows really come in the week following, but right now I don't see this as a risk off. So, and at this point of the day, people were like, oh my God, what are we doing? And then 30 minutes later, and that doesn't look too bad now. It just looks like a little test candle. On ES, same thing, went right to support. Beautiful support, waited all day for that, and got there nicely. So still holding a runner on this. Wow, we pumped in the after hours too, didn't we? Yeah, so we're at 53.12. Yeah, so nice bid there. So good stuff. A lot of volatility. Again, like I've been saying, it's going to be choppy into the end of the month. Everybody's going to jump. We're going to get a big bull day. Everybody's going to get bullish. We're going to get a big bear day. Everybody's going to get bearish. And you're going to get people trying to chase the trend. But this is going to take some time here. It's going to take time to break through that. And by the way, if you're a bear, the last thing you want right now is a new low. Unless, I don't know, the world falls apart somehow. Because this has not been worked off here. This is not enough time to sustain some sort of new low. So for bears, I think the best action here is chopping down in the low end here. But you got to get more. I mean, if this is a real sell, where's the volume? It's not there. Not there. Volatility not showing it. By the way, TLT was up today too. So you can't talk to me about, oh, bonds didn't bid. So no, bonds were bid. Bonds were fine. Russell outperformed. Some of these stocks too, Mag 7, like look at Broadcom. That actually looks pretty good daily. And look at that rally into the end of the day. Some of these actually closed like kind of looking all right. SMH, which we'll talk about, you know, seen this type of outside move before. We'll see where we close tomorrow. But kind of a gap down and then finishing off the lows. Not the worst luck, honestly. But anyway, spiders here. Yep, so we bounced all the way back to 525. I'd like to see lower prices. I think we'll see some lower prices here too. But right now, I don't really see an actual like risk off move here. We could see one soon, but I'm kind of in the camp that it's not gonna be what people are thinking it is. But yeah, Qs here again. They took the worst, down 3%, but down 3% in this market is, you know, it comes with context. We finished pretty nicely off the lows there. So, I mean, we were up 10% like this past Wednesday in one day. IWM again down 1. I mean, that daily candle is not bad. And then the diamond here down 1.75. So that was kind of in the middle. Mentioned semis down 4 1/4. ASML did get hammered. This stock can't get out of its own way right now. The only positive it's got is this weekly reversal bar. Now maybe it could turn into like a failed bear pattern on the weekly, but that is a fall from grace right there. IGV here down 2.41. This actually held up really well all day, and then the selling kind of came in. I'm telling you, this is, if we will go into an actual another bull market, I think IGV stocks, Oracle, CRM, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, I think they're going to be the next one's gamma squeezed to, you know, like that $1 trillion kind of area if chips don't recover. I just see this out. I mean, it doesn't look like the chart's going up, obviously, but I just see this outperformance every single day relative to chips. And I think the reason why it's not helping tech is because they have smaller market caps, except for like Oracle. And Adobe used to be bigger, but that's taken quite a bit of a haircut. But I digress. Transports down 2 1/4, came off the lows, just like everything else. Interest rates here, I'll just look at the notes. 2-year got a bit, so we got, you know, pretty much, yeah, higher bond prices across the board. ZB, nice day. TLT took out and closed above yesterday's high, so it's starting to get a little bit of traction here. I'm kind of thinking, you know, 89, 90 is going to be about it for now, but, you know, nice rebound here, and, you know, a little bond long is doing okay. So there was no bull case for bonds, and that's why I bought it. XHP down 2 1/4, VNQ flat. Flat in a pretty down tape, not too bad for VNQ, and banks continue to hold up pretty well. I mean, XLF down 74 cents. Back below the 200, but I mean, look at this relative, like look at the angle here. You know, this is pretty, relatively speaking, it's stronger than a lot of things. And when I flip over to KRE, you can see that was strong really all day long. Actually closed higher than where it opened and was flat at the end of the day. So this was the star that helped out the Russell. So I'm still seeing banks like hang in there. So broker dealers down 2 1/4 as well, testing at 200. Oil got a nice pop, didn't follow through though. I think there was some comments on Iran from Besant at one point. Yeah, they got a little pop there in the after hours. And I got a bid on it sold on inventories and then pump right back up. So that's usually good when you just shake off bad news. I'm not even sure what the inventory. No, it could have been bullish. I don't know, but it did close higher. Nice pattern. Looks like it's starting to get ready to go here. XLE was also very strong all day, but came off the highs. It got a bounce at the end like everything else, but look at how strong it was into the afternoon. And then, you know, Powell came on. Again, I think that him talking was just an excuse for him to knock this down. Guys, by the way, tomorrow's options X. Like, you got to expect this type of stuff. XOP got a bid. OIH got a small bid. Nat Gas down 3%. I don't really see anything too great there or terrible. The dollar did get hit again. This is ridiculously oversold. But yeah, it's still weak. What can you say? Gold here. I tweeted about this too. This is, you know, this is just ridiculous. I mean, you know, you can't even. I've seen it go parabolic once before. That was in 2011. I think if you're a gold bull, you kind of don't like this too much because that's usually what happens before the end. But GDX really catching up here. GDXJ still going. Now, can this go to, where are we at? 3350. So 3500. This could go to 3500 pretty soon, and I'll show you why. It's because we've got a pretty good dealer level right here at 325, and a lot of people are just going to get stuck on the gamma. Don't you know, when something's parabolic, that can get run over. Our proprietary dealer levels are saying 325 is where the calls are sold and where the brick wall will be. Another level on another expiry is at 310, but this is, by the way, GLD I'm talking about. So it would be pretty remarkable if it got there, you know, in a straight line. But yeah, just, yeah, what can you say? Gold just ripping. Silver up 1.4. Finally had a little pullback off the highs here as it went into these pivots and those moving averages. It probably needs a higher low here if it wants to climb back up. But I think 35 is it for a while. I could be wrong on that though. I just don't think metals are going to go up for more than like another few weeks at the most. So we'll see. Platinum up 70 basis points. Nothing doing on palladium, and then copper up another one. So decent price action there. Bitcoin was kind of quiet today for the most part. Trying to find I don't have my Bitcoin chart. Sorry about that. I used the other window for the X, but you can just see. We'll just use IBIT. IBIT was up. So Bitcoin closed green in a tape that got slammed, at least equity tape. So it's still showing relative strength here at the end of the day. Maybe a little W kind of pattern there. We'll see. But yeah, nice pop here at the end of the day. It was really, I would have been happy with like 52.90. But yeah, again, don't get too excited one direction or the other for like the next 2 weeks, I would say. But yeah, good trading, good. We love the volatility, and it's been paying out big time, especially in the trading room here. But yeah, right now, I don't know. We'll probably, I think we're kind of flat tomorrow. They might just pin us in this area where we have 52.75, 5,300. I think there is a lot of spot at 5,300 for SPX, so maybe we might just close there tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here again. You guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.